Right, good morning, everyone. My name is Joanne Massey, and I'm the Director of the Office of Business Diversity and Compliance. I want to welcome you to our virtual training, and this is how to submit a bid online. Before that, though, I want to definitely bring you all greetings from Mayor Strickland. Our small business community is very important to us. As you've seen in the city's steps to address the concerns of the citizens and in this environment of COVID-19, the health and safety of each and every one of our citizens has been a priority. The mayor continues to take steps on a daily basis to ensure the health and safety. And he also, through the Office of Business Diversity and Compliance, through our Emergency Services Task Force, along with all of our partners like Downtown Memphis Commission, EDGE, Starco, Epicenter, and of course the Greater Memphis Chamber, we're all working together to ensure that as this recovery happens, and inevitably it will, we will get through this, that you all as entrepreneurs are back on your feet. I do want to bring a couple of things to your attention. The mayor does have a daily update regarding COVID-19, and you can access that information by going to COVID-19 at memphistn.gov. Again, that website is COVID-19 at memphistn.gov. You can also follow the mayor on social media. He's on Facebook and Twitter, and you can follow the City of Memphis website or social media on Facebook. You also can follow the Office of Business Diversity and Compliance. We're both on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Through our B2G Now system, which many of you are familiar with, we also send communications there. Those will go directly to your email. Please check your spam folder if you're not receiving them. If you have any questions or you need assistance, you can call our Business Navigator hotline, and that phone number is 901-636-9300, or you can email bdcinfo@memphistn.gov. Taylor Tang, who's our Senior Business Services Coordinator, is also on this chat with us, and he is there to assist you along with the other business navigators. So with that said, we wanted to start with this virtual class because the adjustment to submitting your bids, from submitting your bids in person to online, is very important. And we want to be able to ensure that you have all the information that you need in order to do that, all your questions are answered, and that our small minority and women business community continues to be able to compete in the economic environment that we're in, and that you're able to participate on city contracting opportunities. So with that said, I'm going to now introduce and bring on screen, or bring his screen on, Cedric Hamilton. Mr. Hamilton, a lot of you may know, he's a former Business Diversity and Compliance team member, and he continues to be a team member now with us, working in purchasing as a contract analyst. So Cedric, let me bring you on.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning, Cedric.
Good morning.
Good morning. Sorry for the inconvenience. I don't know what's going on with my laptop, but hopefully I will get through it and give you all the knowledge that I have for you all to share this morning. Is everyone available to see my screen?
Yes.
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 All right. Thank you. All righty. Once again, my name is Cedric Hamilton, contract analyst, City of Memphis, and I'm going to kind of walk you through online bidding. With these trying times, we all notice that more than ever now is the time to be able and to know how to submit your bids electronically. A lot of you all have probably experienced logging into Oracle before, but the best way to get there is I'm going to give you the Oracle website for the city of Memphis. It is www.oracle.memphis10.gov. Once again, that's www.oracle.memphis, T as in Tom, N as in Nancy.gov. Now, once you log into Oracle, you're going to see your screen should look exactly like this. This is logging in as a supplier. You're going to have two choices: CMEM Sourcing Supplier, CMEM Supplier Portal. And I'm going to go over one very important thing once you complete your supplier registration is to make sure you have the correct commodities. And in order to check your commodities, you're going to select the first selection, CMEM Supplier Sourcing, CMEM Supplier Portal. Your top left-hand corner, you're going to have multiple tabs. You're going to always look at your administration tabs. And you're going to select products and services. This right here is going to give you a short overview of what type of commodities you actually have chosen for your company. This is very important because this is how you're going to get your online electronic invitations to bids. Very important. Now you see here for training purposes, we have a couple of commodities already selected, tile, carpet, bedding, plants, suet, landscaping, carpet cleaning, floor maintenance and repair, janitorial services. Very important because if an opportunity goes out, and especially if the opportunity is deemed SBE only, you want to make sure you have the correct commodity code selected for your firm. Very important because you do not get an open invitation, chances are you have the incorrect commodities or you have an invalid email address. And I'm going to briefly touch on it as well. Right here under your contact directory, and I have a small delay on my end, so I'm waiting on it to change. Right here, you're going to see you're going to have your first name, last name, the name of the supplier, the phone number, a valid email address, and your status should always say current, and you should always have user access checked. Very important, because if that bid goes out, it can go out, but it has no one to go to. Very important. And of course, you have your address. You can always look at to make sure everything is okay. And now I'm going to go back to looking at bids. So I'm going to go back to my home page, and I'm going to select CMEM Sourcing Supplier, select Sourcing, and Sourcing Homepage. If you will have a current open invitation, it's going to be listed right here, your company's open invitation. And we're going to go back and kind of show you how to look. Just like this here. You are invited to RFQ number 51645-2. Let's go ahead and select it. Very important. Once you select on any open invitations, it's going to give you a small preview. You're going to have the negotiation date and the close date, your supplier information, and your supplier site information. Very important. And right here, you're going to always have to hit yes if you have the intent to participate. Very important because that gives us an idea of who is actually interested in submitting an online electronic bid. Very important because a lot of times we go back and look at the RFQ to determine who has an interest in bidding on this particular service or product. you're going to select yes. So once you hit yes, it's going to take you back to that current RFQ. And now I'm going to actually go to our RFQ so you can see it. Let's take the first one here. And also, you have to hit the little small box when you hit yes, because it's not going to do anything. Now I'm going to go back and put in the 51596. And also, you can also search RFQs too. That's kind of like the beauty of it. If you don't get an open invitation, and sometimes you might have to update your commodity codes, you can actually search them as well, and it should pull them up. And sometimes you might not find it, and that's no problem. So I'm going to go back to home. I might not have one. What I'm going to do for training purposes, I'm going to switch suppliers and go to a different supplier.
Cedric, while you're navigating, could you repeat that web address for the Oracle once again?
Yes, it's www.oracle, O-R-A-C-L-E, .memphis, M-E-M-P-H-I-S, T as in Tom, N as in Nancy, .gov.
Thank you.
Okay, for training purposes, I switched a different supplier, and I'm going to show you a RFQ. You're going to go to CMM Sourcing Supplier, Sourcing, and Sourcing Homepage. Now, right here, for training purposes, this vendor has already submitted a quote. So if you already submitted an electronic online bid, you're going to see your response number, very important to make sure you have a response number, and you're going to see the negotiation number, which is called the RFQ number in terms. So for training purposes, let's go ahead and select the RFQ number. All righty. Very important. You have a lot of vendors sometimes when they go in, they forget to really look at the specs. And a lot of times the specs are going to have additional documents that need to be submitted with your bid. To your left, you're going to have 4 tabs. You're going to have your header, which is the screen now. It's going to give you your title, your open and close date. Training purposes, this is already expired, but you're going to have your buyer, should always be sealed. You're going to have your description, and you're going to have any notes and attachments. It's going to give you any pertinent language that you need to look at just for your reference. But the most important thing is to always go to your specs. And how to get to your specifications, you're going to go to lines. Right below line, you're going to see line 1. You should see an attachment, always. And sometimes you might see multiple attachments. So it's very important to click on every single attachment that you see. For training purposes, let's go ahead and select on this janitorial services attachment. Right here, you're going to see notes and attachments. Very important. A lot of times the contract analyst will put specific notes for the vendor. In this case, it tells you in Oracle, enter your grand total from the attached bid section. Fill out in its entirety the attached specifications, bid section, and return for evaluation and award purposes. Any bid submitted without this attachment may be deemed non-conforming. Very important. You want to make sure you select this attachment. Once again, let's go ahead and select it and see what it's asking us to do. Okay. It's going to have all your pertinent information attached. And this right here shouldn't be here. This is kind of like internal only, but you mostly always will see specifications. It's going to tell you exactly what the department or departments are looking for. It's going to be spelled out. It's going to give you various responsibilities. Maybe cleaning schedules, different locations to clean, and it might give you city responsibilities. And you should always see the contract period. How long will this contract be in effect for? Maybe 1 year, giving the city the option to extend 2 additional 1-year periods, or it could be 3 years, vice versa.
Sandra,
Also, you're going to see your general.
we cannot see, I cannot see that screen you're talking about with the specifications. I can't see that.
You can't see this one? Okay.
What I see is the janitorial services thing and the note to the suppliers. That's the last screen that I see.
Okay. So this is on the screen you see right here.
Yes.
Okay. It might not let me do it, but I can make sure everyone that's participating get the correct notes. This right here that we're looking at right now, this is going to be your specifications. This is going to detail everything the departments are trying to do, what they're looking for, duration of contracts, et cetera, et cetera. And a lot of times it's going to have multiple documents that you will have to reattach back to your bid. And it might simply be a comply and exception, a couple of pages. Very important. And also, everyone that's on the call and seeing the screen, you're going to have your buyer on here. Please reach out to them. Everyone in our office, we're there all the time. Please reach out. You know, if you have any questions, don't hesitate. Don't wait till the ninth hour to try to call, because a lot of times in that ninth hour, everyone gets busy and that person might not honestly be available to you. And we don't want anyone to feel that we're ignoring them or they're not getting a fair opportunity. It's very important to reach out. As soon as you get that electronic notification, me personally, I will be printing out that RFQ. I will be getting it ready to analyze it, to go over it and see if it's something that I can partake in. And also I want to show right here, when you go into your RFQ, on your right-hand side, you're going to always have an actions menu. This drop-down menu is going to look a little different for you, because you're going to have like create quote. There's going to be some various items that you can choose to complete your quote. And let me switch over. And once you actually select your specs and look at everything and fill out everything, on the right-hand side on actions, it's going to be more choices than this. It's going to actually be some better choices. And for training purposes, I'm going to go into live production, so that way you can see a little more. So just bear with me. Let me know if you have issues seeing the screen. I'm going to log out of test and go into live production.
Cedric, while you're pulling that up, we've had a couple of questions that have come up in the to everyone section. And what I'm doing right now, I did ask the participants to be interactive, and if they need to ask questions along the way, I knew you would be okay with that. For those questions, for those questions that are being asked in the chat, we'll ask those at our Q&A section portion.
Okay.
If there's anyone that's on the call other than Cedric that doesn't have their phone muted, please mute your phone. We can hear some talking in the background.
Okay, is everyone able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. Now this is live production, so this is kind of going to give you a good overview of kind of what you will see on the live side. So right now I'm just selecting the RFQ that's already closed. Same thing you're going to see, but when you log in as a supplier, under your actions menu on the right-hand side, you're going to have a lot of different options. And for me, this is how I put in surrogate quotes. If you give me a hard copy bid, this is how I will put it in. But for you on the supplier, you're going to see create quote. And you're going to hit go. And that's going to give you all your prompts how to actually put in your quote electronically. And I'm going to go back and test, but I just kind of want you to see, maybe let me see if I can see the specs a little better on this one. Are you able to see the screen now?
What should we be seeing, Cedric? I see the Dell Power Edge equipment link, but that's it. I don't see any specific.
Okay, yeah. Got, okay, I see. So I can make sure to have that changed, because I think once I'm selecting the title for the specs, it's not showing me that full screen, so I probably have to actually have some saved in a different folder on my computer.
Cedric, what you might need to do is actually, when you go back to your screen sharing function, is you'll need to share a different screen.
Sure, okay, thank you.
Let me do a sellability search, and I'll give you a call. I'll give you a call back within about 15 minutes. Thank you. I appreciate your time. All right.
Let me find a different, I want to find a different RFQ here.
Cedric, while we're waiting for the system, is this useful too for requests for proposals?
Somewhat, yes. Requests for proposals will be on the City of Memphis website. And let me go to that right.
Okay, we can't submit an electronic bid for a request for proposals.
Correct, that's going to be a hard copy.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, yes, and I'm gonna go to that since I'm here. Let me go to the City of Memphis homepage right quick. Okay, can everyone see my screen? I'm on the City of Memphis actual homepage. You're gonna, once you get to it, you're gonna go under business, and you're gonna go on the RFPs and RFQs. And also, since I'm here, you can actually view various contracts online. Not to kind of jump around, but to my right, you see where it says View City Contracts Online. You're actually able to look at existing contracts, and I go back to that once I see if we can look at an RFP. So I'm going to select the RFP and RFQs. And right here, you're going to see a bunch of legal notice to bidders. You're going to hit view details. This is like a bid tab, so that's going to be something different. And sometimes you might have to actually download the entire package just to really see, because this is like a request for qualification, transit-oriented development plan for the Memphis Innovation Corridor. So sometimes it might have various different descriptions, but it's good to just try to view the details and look and see what it's asking you. Let's see, like right here. Well, let me do it. Here we go. So the RFP will kind of look exactly like this, but it's going to say request for proposal. And it's going to give you all, in this case, it's an addendum number 1, but it's going to give you all the pertinent information pertaining to the RFP for us where to send it to, the copies, contact individual, et cetera, et cetera. It's going to be a lot of great information for that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And let's go back into these view city contracts. You're going to put your cursor back on the business tab, and to your right, view city contracts online. This is kind of very important. I get a lot of calls about this, just saying, hey, what did the city do a year ago, 2 years ago? And sometimes, you know, we might not honestly know if it was even the contract created. You can just use your keyword search. And for training, let's type in vehicles. And right here, as you see, it's going to give you some of the vehicles and some of the last purchases by city departments. You're going to see your contract number, your amount, latest activity, vendor, and commodity code used. For training purposes, let's just select the contract number and just kind of see what we can see. You're going to have your amount. You're going to have the execution date. You're going to have a title, and you're going to have any attachments. And in this case, let's see, we have the original contract. So let's just look at it and see if it's going to pull up. And hopefully you all can see my screen. I'm praying you can. And mostly every city contract should be posted on the city website within 5 business days. And of course, with the trying times with the coronavirus, as you know, we have a limited staff, so stuff is kind of in a small delay now. But more than likely, if you just need a copy of something, you know, we can probably provide it, no problem. But in this case, you can always go back and just look at contracts and just, you know, get a feel of what the department was asking for, the dollar amounts, you know, any pertinent information you might need to help you or assist you in submitting your bid. I'm going to go back, training. And also, I'm back in the training mode. As a vendor, you can always look at your purchase orders. You can look at your current opportunities that you actually bidding on. So let's go under CMM Supplier Portal. And you see all the open invitations. And let's see if we can find something under our purchase order history. Might not give us anything. Let's try orders. Sometimes you might not see anything, but don't feel, you know, bad, because if you do have any purchase orders, you're going to see all of them under here, which is great. But the key is to make sure when you get that email notification, to make sure you reach out to your buyer. You see that contact person, and download and print that RFQ out and really look at the RFQ and go over it, because that's going to be the key. I deal with so many vendors on a regular basis, and I want to see everybody to be able to navigate through the system, because like now, you really cannot get into City Hall. You know, at one point we was taking bids, leaving them at the Treasury, but now you don't want to take the risk of your bid not getting to the correct individual. So now it's key, the importance of the technology, to be able to know how to go into Oracle and navigate and actually submit your bid successfully online. Because now, you know, everybody, you know, pretty much you're going to need a printer, maybe with some scanning capabilities, or you can actually, a lot of the documents are in Word, so you can actually maybe type on the document, save it in your desktop or your documents, and reattach it to your bid. Hopefully, this training class is going to help a lot of individuals to really understand the importance of the electronic bidding. And I do apologize for any technical issues I had on my end, but we're going to, you know, hopefully keep this training going, and maybe, you know, when everything kind of get back to normal, I can do some live training, you know, maybe a city facility, and you get a better overview of what we're trying to accomplish. And I'm going to make sure that I get some more attachments. So in the next training session, we're going to have more attachments that you can really look at and go through. And maybe I can have an entire bid, maybe to get to everybody. We can kind of go through it and dissect it a little bit to kind of help you out. Let's go back here. And also I want to go back to the, I'm sorry, go ahead, Director.
Cedric, let me just insert here. You've done a great job. The technology is hard. I appreciate everyone, because it looks like all of our participants stayed in. I know one that told me she had to leave, but you've done a great job. This technology is new for all of us, and I'm so appreciative of you and all of our participants hanging in there with us and getting this information.
Yes, thank you, Director, because I know, like you said, the technology is a battle. You know, my wife, she does it every day, and they have issues the same as I'm having, that, and they have like between 250 and 300 people on the meeting. So every day they have multiple problems with, the screen sharing, the mute, the unmute. So thank you for allowing me the opportunity, and it's going to get, be better later as far as getting the information out to help all of our small and minority-owned business firms. Thank you.
Yeah, but he moved from wall to
Cedric, did you have anything else you want to show the group? We can kind of go to questions. We have about 5 minutes left on the session, but I allowed it 15 extra minutes just for questions and anything else that might come up, like delays like this.
Yeah, sure. I'm open to any questions. I will answer them to the best of my ability. And if I don't have an answer, I promise I will get them to you, Director, so you can distribute them and get them to everybody. But I think I should be able to handle any and all questions at this point.
Was there any contact information left for Cedric, email or phone number?
So Cedric, what we can do is I'll get your contact information as well as that buyer information that you mentioned, and we'll share that with everyone. Yeah. But if you wanted to go ahead and share your information with the group now, that's fine.
Sure. Sure. My direct line is 901-636-6988. Once again, it's 901-636-6988. And my direct email is Cedric, CEDRIC, .Hamilton, HAMILTON, at Memphis, T as in Tom, N as in Nancy, .gov. If you have any questions, need any help, please reach out to me. I'm always there, available. And when we get back to normal, I promise I'll work hand in hand with the director to whatever type of training she wants or need. I will be more than welcome to participate to make sure everybody, has a full understanding of the importance. And, now these are trying times for everyone. So this electronic bidding now is very, very important to know how to navigate through it.
Yeah. It's been very helpful, sir. Thank you.
Oh, thank you all. Thank you all. Any more questions? I know a lot of the participants have, yes.
Cedric, we had a couple of questions that were in the chat. And so while anyone else who might have some questions, I'll go ahead and ask you these that were in the chat. So from the Spiral Agency, and I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, forgive me, but I do know who you guys are. How do you know which RFQs to search if you did not receive a notification? And I think you touched on it a little bit, but can you just answer that question directly, Cedric?
Yeah, sure. A lot of times, business owners throughout the city of Memphis, they kind of know somebody that knows somebody. And my past experience, someone to tell someone or ask someone, hey, are you bidding on a particular RFQ? And someone might say, well, no, I didn't know that RFQ was out there. And that's a red flag in my book, because if one business owner got it and they kind of does the same thing, that lets me know somebody's commodity codes or something was different. You can actually go back and search that RFQ, or the first thing honestly to do is give someone a call and say, hey, I did not get an invitation to RFQ 51658. And the first thing that analysts or whoever should do is go straight to your supplier profile. And I kind of touched on that. That's how you kind of look at or know what particular commodities that you have selected. And if you need that commodity code selected, I can get Ms. Siobhan Carruthers to add that for you and kind of really walk you through how to add that. And I kind of touched on it a little bit, how to actually add it. It's very important to make sure that you have all the commodity codes that your company can provide for products and services. Very important. But please reach out. If you have any questions, reach out.
All right, great, Sandra. Thank you for that. And the next question we had from the chat was, and thank you all for working together to answer these questions too, because some people heard the information and some didn't. And so those that are answering, everyone in the chat, this is awesome. Thank you so much for that teamwork. The question I have here is from Bridget Bradley. Will you get a confirmation when it's been submitted? So I'm assuming she's talking about the bid. Will you get a confirmation when it's submitted?
Yes. Whenever a supplier submit a bid for a quote, that supplier will get that quote number, and I kind of briefly touched on that, but we will get that notification on our end. So let me see if I can show you how to look, what we see on our end. Might not be able to see it. Oh, let me go to live. Let me go to live production, and I can kind of show you what I will see. You see right here, this is what I see on my end in live production, responses. So I will see when you successfully submit your bid electronically, I will get a notification, I will see it. And also the beauty of it, some vendors know this and some don't. If you make a mistake and you say, okay, oh shoot, I attached the wrong attachment, or my math is incorrect, I need to change my numbers, I kind of cheated myself. You can actually submit a bid again up to that bid closes. So if you made a mistake, you can actually go back into Oracle and do the same thing and submit it again. And it will archive your old bid and make your current bid active. So that's another thing a lot of vendors didn't know. Some know, but a lot don't know. So if you make a mistake, don't feel bad. You can actually resubmit it again. That's something I always try to tell a lot of vendors, that if you make a mistake, don't feel bad. You can resubmit another bid.
All right, thank you.
But we will get that notification.
Mm-hmm. Right, great. Thank you, Cedric. I do have to jump on another call, but we had one question that was sent directly to me, and then I'm going to turn it over to Taylor to facilitate the remainder of the Q&A.
Okay.
And I want to say, just on behalf of Mayor Strickland and the Office of Business Diversity and Compliance, we really appreciate all of the participants who have joined us. In addition, Taylor, again, I cannot tell you, Cedric, how appreciative we are of you taking time to assist us in the partnership and teamwork. So the last question I'm going to facilitate and then turn it over to Taylor to finish, you all. Is there a way to request a bid debriefing pre and or post award, Cedric?
That's something, under the director, I think procurement, we was actually in the process of trying to do that. A lot of entities do it, and honestly, a lot of entities don't. And the reason that I know is of value, because it actually helped vendors to know what mistakes they made, what really to look for, how can I do better, and how can I successfully bid? Because I can imagine being a small business owner, if you submit a bid and the only notification you get is that you did not, you was not awarded 0 lines, which means you was not awarded the bid. But that's it. It stops there. So it's kind of like you really don't know where you went wrong at. I mean, did I leave out an attachment? So on and so on. So that's something I can talk to Tim about. I know that came up last year. Somebody told me that came up last year, but I don't think it's ever been implemented because, I left the city for a year, but I was there for over 8.5 years, and we never actually done like debriefing or, past awards and stuff. So that's a good question. That's something maybe we really should be doing to help a lot of our small minority-owned firms to understand, how to bid. What's the value of bidding correctly? Because when you're not awarded those contracts, You want to know why, you know, and I think it's some value, and it's something that I will table at the table and to see if I can, you know, maybe get that going, talk to the right people and talk to the purchasing agent and say, hey, maybe we should start having some bid debriefs. I know it's going to be cumbersome, but it's something I think that we need to do, even if we have to implement and start a team just to do that. And that's something that I would love to be on, just the importance of and the value that it brings to all our small minority-owned firms.
Okay, do we have any other questions that are circulating, percolating at the moment? You can go ahead and ask.
Yes, can you give the email address to Oracle again, please?
Yes.
The website
Oracle,
address, rather.
Yes, it's www.oracle, ORACLE.Memphis, T as in Tom, N as in Nancy, .gov.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question.
Yes.
In my situation, we're going back to the contract, the directory status, and you said always make sure your status is current and that the user account has a check mark. In our case,
Correct.
we have two contact directories. Both are saying current, but only one has a check mark in the user account. Do I need to delete the one that doesn't have the check mark? Because all the information, both contacts have the same information, just one has a check mark for the user account. What should we do in this case?
You can actually email me directly. So, matter of fact, for training purposes, I'm live. So let me go to it, and I can look at it, and hopefully everybody can, if you don't mind, everyone can still see my screen, and this will be a good teachable moment, and I can kind of show you exactly maybe what's wrong with it. Give me 1 second here. Let me. Okay. And what's the full name of your company again?
That's Coleman's with apostrophe S Lawn Service.
I think this group might talk. Hold me long, sir.
That's for real.
Yeah, you know Duke got it on.
First one.
Okay, gotcha.
Ooh, we Social Security number showing.
That sound like her.
Okay. All right. You see Miss Coleman?
I'm looking.
Okay, see
That
right
is
here,
Duke, right?
you're correct. So you have two.
I can hear her
So
voice.
what I need to do, I need to actually have Ms. Carruthers delete this one and have it not active to make sure, because I don't want it to be thinking that it's going, well, no, the email address looks like it's the same, but I'm going to have her to remove one. And that way you'll be okay. So I'm going to make sure that I'm writing it down as we speak. So, because I'm actually going into the office within the next hour, and I'll make sure Ms. Carruthers remove that for you.
Okay, because everything's the same contact info, email, same name and everything.
Correct.
Okay.
No problem.
All right, thank you, Mr. Cedric.
You're welcome.
Any other questions?
Any other questions?
5 more minutes.
Yes, the website was not working because there is no www.
How do you add your supplier, your codes to your supplier sourcing profile?
Let me go back to test mode.
So if you're just trying to type it into your browser.
Right here, you're going to go to CMM Supplier Portal. You're going to go to your admin tab. And you're going to select products and services. And you're going to hit your add button. And once you hit your add button, you can actually search them. So it'll change, it should change screens in a minute. Hopefully it'll change for me. There you go. Okay, great. So you can actually browse all products and services, or you can select a specific product or service. Let's go to specific. So right here, you can type in a description of it. Let's put and once I type in lawn, you see it brings up the various commodities associated with lawn. Now, if you want to look up mowing, you know, you have to be very specific. Well, let's type in landscape. So it's so many commodities out here that we use. It's a bunch of them. So you can always kind of just type in a vague description, and hopefully you can get close to what you're looking for. But once again, if you don't see exactly what you're looking for, it could be a different commodity. It could be actually a new commodity, but we can actually look at that RFQ or go back to the requisition on our end internally and look at what the department used. But if you have any questions, please send an email or reach out to get in touch with one of us so we can actually take a look at it. Any other questions? Taylor.
All right. Well, again, we want to thank Cedric Hamilton for joining us today. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to email him or email us at bdcinfo@memphistn.gov. And we'll be happy to forward them on to Cedric and get those questions answered for you. So again, thanks, Cedric. I know that was technology-wise a little difficult to get on.
Man,
thanks so much for hanging in there. Thanks to all of you for hanging in there too. Again, we want to tell you if you are interested in learning more about the economic injury disaster loan, what goes into that, we will have a question and answer session tomorrow on Zoom at 9:30, and you can find the link to that on the OBDC Eventbrite page if you're interested in learning more about that. Again, thanks, Cedric, for giving us the info and the know-how about filling out these bids. We really appreciate it.
No problem. Hopefully we'll be a little better connected next time, Taylor. So, but I know it's part of it, man.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us, and we'll see you again real soon. Thank you.
Thank you.